Well, folks, I just came off the bridge. You can see where the water is. There's the high mark. See the bed of... Now this has been washed out like it's a beach. Just want to give you a feeling of what the trail looks like on this side while it's still passable. Now that says that the water was up on this bank, right? See the wave ripples? See the wave ripples? There's been one person here ahead of me, because I only see one set of footprints. We see how high it went. Can you see that trail is clear? It's a trail anyway, but it's also a water runoff. Now, along here you see there were different eddies and pools. The tree I was helping with, oh, that's interesting. The tree that I was helping with, this is fresh. It's fresh. He started on it. Oh, I thought he forgot it. That's absolutely fresh. And this is off, and this is off. See, there was head branches on here. And he's gotten this branch off and this branch off. He's getting this ready. Oh, it's been a month, but he came back. And I can tell you that it wasn't like that the day before yesterday, because I come by here nearly every day and I glance at it. By he, I mean Busy Beaver. There's the mikvah. Either it was washed away and exposed or deposited. Let's see how it is. The answer is deposited. How do I know? This is one of the paths that I climb. There's the water line, but what we see here is the washout and then the deposit of all of the loose pebbles that were on the surface of the path. But they didn't make it to the river because there was an obstacle and a thing like this and there. And that's where they were deposited. Maybe some were carried into the river, but a bunch were deposited there. And you can see it's clean here. So those that we just saw were carried down from here. And how was that path originally formed? It's for when it rains. That's the washout path. Why isn't it deep? Because it's bedrock immediately underneath. Let's see what the path going up is like. Okay. Pardon my frog. Pardon my frog. Now, what can we tell about here? This is not the big runoff area. It's right over there. How can I tell? Because this is not disturbed and this is not washed away. A few bits of the surface are, but basically this is a small drainage path. You see it right here? Let's see where it originates. You see this pile of leaves? You see the dirt? It originated right there. And it came out from underneath. It didn't run down from here. You see, this is undisturbed, so it gushed out from here. It gushed out from here, and it ran and then down. but it was a small one. I'm giving you a tour. A broader run of water, not very deep, plowed the leaves, but didn't pick up enough speed, velocity, to do any more than push those leaves to that distance right there. Where did it originate? I've seen these before, folks. I can show you where it came from. It came from here. You see, it doesn't turn the corner. It turns the corner a little bit, but basically it comes from under all the leaves here. But not strong enough to severely, you can see a little bit of disturbance, but not much. The rain last week did this. And the rain yesterday did this, but again, this is a matter of, now look at the river, look at the little dams. All right? Not a strong flow. And then it deposits pebbles, builds a dam, then it has to go over that, and it builds the next one by sweeping down a little more pebbles. And it simply originates here, and it's the drainage from there. How do I know? Because it's dry right there, and the wet begins here, and that means it was draining from under here, emerged here, and went on a short run down around that way. Low velocity, low volume. What does that suggest about the dryness? It's been dry. A lot of the rain got absorbed. We see the same pattern here again, and it's short-lived. Low velocity, low volume. Another one right here, where we cut the hanging down. Now we have another one. It got as far as here. Why did it only come this far? Because it swept to here, but then it opened the path here, and it only went that far. And then it goes under the leaves and joins the path over there. There's a branch there that joins my climb trail. And they join just beyond that rock. So this was leaf covered, but again, not high volume, not erosive. Just pushes the leaves out of the way and moves some pebbles. Freshly fallen, this was not here 2 days ago. And this is my goal post. Now we'll go just a little further. I clear the path so somebody won't trip when it's dark and they don't notice. Now, you see there's no erosion here. It's because we're near the summit and basically everything sunk in. The dry leaves absorbed a lot of volume. How do you like the view? Pardon my camera work. There's the museum across the way. You can see how high the river is. This side is bedrock. A lot of the footing directly across under the soil is bedrock. That's why it's not eroded, but it's an upward slope. When you get out of the river as it is now, the elevation difference to the road is more than 10 feet. Pardon my camera work. See what I mean by bedrock? Enjoy the view. Isn't it beautiful? Faith Rock is a bit further. I'm not going there today. But this is as good a view to give you a feeling of what happened in 1870, what was it, 3? Fanning led a Tory band, that meant loyal to the crown, of murderers and raiders, burners out, robbing farmers, killing the families. And he was, if you go to Ramseur and then down, northward, at Cox Mill, long ago I made a video about it, that's where his gang hung out. And I'm not sure where Andrew Hunter hung out, but he was coming back on this side of the river on a horse he stole from Fanning. Fanning and his gang knew that the Brits were loading ships to get out and go to Canada and get out of the Revolutionary War. And he wanted to get his horse back, and he came here looking for Hunter and his horse Red Doe. I'm doing this from memory. And they, by chance, met him up, and Fanning rode it off the rock. Yeah, think of it going down like this, because Faith Rock is no less steep, and into the river. And they wounded him as he went down. But he survived. And Fanning went to Canada and wrote a book. Would you even run and jump off of this in this water? Do you know what it's like in the summer when it's at low water? I have to assume that the incident occurred with a river like this. That's why I'm here. I have to assume that the river was something like this. How else could he have survived, he and the horse that had gone over the edge? Because it's big boulder rock bottom here, all along here. What you see here is what's under that. This is an uplift. Anyway, if I don't get quite all the details right, I'll put a link to the authentic story by a local lawyer, historian, who was one of the ones that encouraged all of this remembrance. Steve A.B. Forio, just loving it here. It's beautiful. Saying see you in 73. Now folks, I thought I would create an addendum. I'm returning along the snake path. I came up that way, but I always go back on a path that I helped create. I want to give you a view of the bridge and the water from here. Now, because of the years and years and years of leaves that have fallen here, the soil is very friable and absorbent, and if there is any clay here, it's all neutralized by the decaying debris of the leaves. So this is a no-slip zone. There are places where if you're trying to come down like this, and if it's got a clay fraction in it, you'll slip and fall. This won't happen here because of the hundreds of years of leaves that have fallen here. Even where the leaves have been washed away and exposed the soil, it's non-slip. That's why this side path is safe, just so long as you don't. Now I come with cutters and I make sure nothing can grab my ankles and trip me. And this is the barbecue pit. So one last look at the bridge and the torrent. Steve A. Before you saying see you in 73.